Hello, you're tuning into O&M Live Netball, kindly brought to you by McRae Motors. I'm Tamara Matthews. Joining me in commentary today, a fresh face to the team and replacing Rhiannon Harris, who's away on the coast, sunning it up somewhere hopefully, is All Tigers A-grade coach, Sky Hillier. Welcome, Sky.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Into the hot seat today and coming off a very good win on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll touch on that in a sec.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got big shoes to fill here in Reese, so hang with me.
Well, we say that, but those that know Ree actually know that it's not so true, is it?
No.
For a tall person, she's got the smallest feet you've ever seen.
Absolutely. You got me there.
But before we get into it, I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from today, the Yorta people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples here today. So today's game here at Burleigh Park sees the Premiers Yarrawonga Pigeons taking on a young Raiders team, but I wouldn't say inexperienced. A lot of these Raiders girls have been playing A-grade now for a number of years, Skybo.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot call them, you can still call them young, but the experience of a few years together now. And you know what? Not many changes in the team, which helps as well. So, yeah, might be young, but yeah, quite experienced now. Probably just trying to find some experience in some pressure cooking games.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just duck over the round 3 results last weekend. We saw Raiders. These guys had a big win over Bulldogs. They jumped out of the blocks very early, 69 defeating the Bulldogs 39. It was a huge win. Taylor Donnellan posting huge numbers for Raiders. Best was Emily Stewart. I got along to that game and it was well and truly done and dusted by quarter time. Yarrawonga Pigeons, we live streamed that game. They had a win over the Wangaratta Magpies 38-30. It was such a defensive game. Both teams had huge amounts of defensive pressure and forced some really uncharacteristic errors. But I think it probably wasn't the best that we were going to see from either of those sides.
Yeah, this early in the year. You'd like to see their match up later on in the year for sure.
Yeah, and I think both sides still probably working on some combinations. You guys, All Tigers, you jumped out of the blocks early too against North Albury, and I think you had 6 on the board before they posted a goal to score a big win, 50-34.
Yeah, it was good, and that was something we spoke about early. We know how well Em's got those girls drilled, so regardless of their combinations, yeah, it was important for us to start well, and hopefully that was a set and start, which, yeah, it did on Tuesday.
And just being able to build on that, you got Says Mellington on the court. She's only, I think, played the one game for the year, hasn't she? So getting some more court time into her would have been great. Seeing Lily Howe, a bit more court time into her, first year in A-grade must be really exciting.
It was, and it was a good game. Very different to our first game against Yarra. So that physicality for Lil was probably welcome to A-grade and something we probably needed to get into her pretty early, so it was good.
Yeah, that's awesome. With the Lavington Panthers, they had a really, really convincing win over Wangaratta Rovers, 63-31, without Christina Gucci off the back of her Nationals campaign for Victoria, but a massive 16-7 second quarter from the Panthers just put the game out of reach for the Rovers. Liv Sanson posted 46 goals in Christine's absence, so she had a day out, but great to see from her because she can get a lot of court time in A-grade last year, so really great to see that she's playing with some confidence.
Absolutely, and that will help her out going forward even when she has got Christine there, just to know that she can turn and shoot and she's capable of putting the goals up. So.
Yeah, and for the Rovers, one of their best was Molly Murray, so she's a kid that's come up from 17, so again, she's playing some really nice netball for the Rovers, I think, and it's exciting for them to see that she's coming through. And just a special shout out for the Rovers to Bella Pasquale. I've been meaning to mention this for a couple of weeks, but part of the Rovers 17 side, and Bella a couple of weeks ago won the Stall Gift 16-year-old, outstanding effort. So huge congratulations to Bella. That's amazing. So on to today's game. We'll have a look at today's team cards. We've got the Wodonga Raiders, coached here by Jodie House. She's long-time Raiders coach, taking on the A-grade job this year as well as the 15s. So starting in goal shooter for the Raiders is Taylor Donnellan. Goal attack will be Emily Stewart. She's crossed across from the Lavington Panthers, so it's the first look we'll get at Emily in the Raiders colours. Blaney House will take on the wing attack position. Maggie St John in the centre. Wing defence is Zoe Prentice, a young superstar who took out the 17 and under best and fairest for the league last year. She's in the wing defence position and really excited to see how she steps up today. Mackenzie House in that goal defence position and Molly Goldsworthy in goalkeeper. Haven't seen the list for the bench, but looks like we've got Eliza Mooney. I can see Mia Lavis out there, and I'm sure there'll be some extra players as well. So Eliza Howard will be the other one that will be on their bench by the look of it, warming up out there. So the Raiders team, what do you make of this team, Skybo?
Yeah, I think looking at them now, they're young, they're up and about. I think they're playing with quite a bit of confidence too, so I don't think they're going to be scared of the challenge today. I think they're probably more excited knowing Yarra's definitely going to be up there. They are the reigning premiers, so I think, yeah, in-house they'd be quite confident and happy to give themselves a go and see where they're at.
Yeah, and I don't think the short break's going to impact them. I mean, they're a young side, so, you know, they don't have any of the older bodies that are going to be looking for an extended break. And I think sometimes, you know, they would have gone away, they would have worked on stuff Thursday night, and that's going to be really fresh in their mind, and they're going to be able to go out and implement that within, you know, a couple of days. So probably for these young players, that probably worked quite well.
Absolutely, and especially having such a good win on Wednesday, I'm sure that confidence would be up and about. And, yeah, that would definitely help them come in today, knowing that, yeah, they're coming off a shorter break than Yarra. But, yeah, absolutely, I don't think it'll worry them. They're young, they're keen, fit, look ready to go, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at the Yarrawonga lineup, we've got coached by Laura Irvine, who is in the final weeks of her pregnancy, and God bless her, and we wish her all the best over there as she is here today coaching her team. Let's hope it's not too tight. That might put a little bit too much pressure on her. But starting today in goal shooter is Sarah Moore. Goal attack is Maddie Allen. Tilly Kennedy will start in the wing attack position. Laura Davis in centre. Wing defence will be Laura Ryan. Goal defence, Kylie Leslie. Goalkeeper, Hannah Symes. And on the interchange for Yarrawonga will be Emily Larissy, Kalisha Pell out of their B grade, and Georgie Hempel. So great to see Yarrawonga. Georgie Hempel, Kalisha Pell, both out of their 17s from last year. Kalisha is actually in their 17s this year. They promoted her to B grade, and now she's getting an opportunity on the A grade bench. So really exciting signs for Yarrawonga. Probably doesn't excite too many of the opposition teams, but, you know, great for these youngsters that they're getting an opportunity to be part of this Yarrawonga lineup.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that Yarra do, and every team unfortunately knows that Yarra do very well. They don't mind promoting those young girls, and why wouldn't you when you've got the experience around them? Yeah, I think that's probably what builds their strength across the 5 teams this year, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Because some of the key matchups today, if we have a think about Taylor Donnellan, she obviously had an outstanding game on Tuesday in shooter. Probably not too many bigger jobs in Ovens and Murray Netball than coming up against keeper in Hannah Symes. Her and Sophie Hanrahan are just outstanding keepers. So for me, this is going to be really interesting how she plays Hannah, because come off and get into that front space and go hunting. So I guess Taylor's going to have to work out fairly quickly whether she's going to stay in that stationary position or whether she's going to start to move a little bit more.
Absolutely, and I think another thing that makes Han so damaging is that she sees the ball outside the circle and gets that. So that's probably another thing that Tay needs to have in mind, that, you know, protecting her wings in order to get them onto the ring. So, yeah, maybe she can get that easier feed if she's on the body on Han. Yeah.
The other thing that I saw the other day that was really affecting Mackenzie House was getting a lot of ball around the top of the circle, tipping. So that's, I guess, the other thing that Yarrawonga we really need to be mindful of is those passes across circle edge and some of those feeds in, because she was coming off the body and getting tips to a lot of balls and creating a lot of opportunity for Raiders down the court. And I guess the other great matchup is going to be Em Stewart on Kylie Leslie. As I said, Em's come across from Lavington. She's really athletic, and she'll be looking to test herself against Kylie Leslie today. We know what Tiz can do. She just goes and goes and goes. So that will certainly be another key matchup for me. Interesting to see whether Raiders utilise some of their young guns in Mia Lavis, who's off the back of the Nationals and being named in that Australian squad. And, of course, they've got Eliza Mooney, who has brilliant height, you know, and she can play at either end. So that's a great, I guess, wild card to have up their sleeve as well if they need to utilise her at any stage.
Absolutely, and I think when we look at the mid-courts, they've both got plenty of pace. So, you know, I guess Raiders might just have to hang in there a little bit and not get carried away with that pace. I know they probably like to use that, but coming up against some bigger bodies, and Laura Ryan in that wing defence position dominates that for Yarra. So, yeah, it should be a good contest all over the court.
Absolutely, it really will. Some of those mid-court positions. Zoe Prentice, she's going to come up against a youngster in Tilly Kennedy, so that'll be another great matchup to watch out for. What's your prediction here, Sky?
Oh, I'm actually going to go with Yarra. I'm going to go settle them early, and then I think Raiders will keep challenging them. I wouldn't be surprised if Jodie uses her bench players while they've got this opportunity this early in the season. But, yeah, I think Yarrawonga will hold on by around 13.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I think probably Yarrawonga will be too strong. I just think their experience will really test Raiders today. Just looking at a couple of the other games, we've already had the Wangaratta North Albury game played. They played earlier today because Maddie Pearson was getting married. So big congrats to Maddie today on her wedding a bit later on. Magpies running out convincing winners in that match. Myrtleford, our Point Saints take on Rovers.
I think Saints will get it done up at home. Yeah, haven't had a look at Rovers yet, but yeah, I think Saints well and truly on their way.
Excellent. And of course, Lavington earlier in the year, so they ran out winners in that game 61-39. As we're about to get the first quarter underway here for Cavalier Homes. Both teams taking the court. So Yarrawonga with the first centre. Yarrawonga off the line, but there's been a penalty called against Zoe Prentice. So Leslie with the ball, she's going to find Kennedy at the top of the circle. So interesting, Yarra have opted to start with more in at shooter and Allen out. That's probably not how they have been starting, so...
Yeah, it'll be interesting having that height down the court, I guess, might help them out too when they need.
Yeah.
Nice offload there from Moore into Allen.
Yeah, because Maddie's certainly an athletic player, so they certainly don't lose anything by running her out.
Just got the first one on the board for Yarrawonga, and we're going to Raiders Centre. And there's that pace between Maggie St John and Blaney getting the ball down onto the circle's edge already.
Yeah, and St John is quick, so Laura Davis will certainly have a work cut out with her keep top. So House will take the ball for Raiders, and Donnellan presents forward, and she's going to have to be really mindful of doing that today. And she posts the first one on the 777 automatic scoreboard for Raiders, so it's a goal apiece here as Yarrawonga take the centre pass. Kennedy quick off the line, finds Allen. She looks to go over the top, but the penalty's called outside, so Yarrawonga will get another opportunity to feed the ball in as Mackenzie House is out of play, and the easy pass finds Allen in front.
Another one there on the board for Yarrawonga. Good defensive pressure early, getting nice big 3 feet. Blaney House gets centre pass down to M, tries to go over the top. Oh, that one does make it. And a penalty caught over the top of Hannah Symes there. Fingernails, I think.
It did just get over the fingernails, so I'm not sure that will they'll get away with that. Yarrawonga off the line, they reset back to Laura Ryan, and footwork call. So Raiders get the opportunity to turn one back here through Prentice. She opts to go back to House, and they find some open space through Blaney House. Prentice on the line, and they're just jammed in the corner.
Couple of penalties outside here again. I think that's probably Yarra trying to keep up with that pace. A nice inload there to M Stewart front spot, and she puts another one on the board. So that's her first break for the game. We'll go Raiders, followed by a Raiders centre. M Stewart takes it out wide. Back to Maggie St John, a nice give and go. Ooh, Tay front spot there, penalty on hands. So M Stewart will look to reset here. Ooh,
and you just
bit of a look away.
Yeah, and you can just hear Jodie House making that call to Taylor Donlan, move your feet. She just can't afford to get stuck on the body there. As Raiders have the ball, I think, on the baseline. Is it a throw-in? Yeah. So Stewart will take the ball for the Raiders. She looks to go out. They jam through the pocket there, but Blaney House, and a penalty is called against Kylie Leslie in the circle. So Stewart will have the opportunity to take the shot. Just falls short, but she rebounds it nicely and makes no mistake of that one. So she puts Raiders onto the scoreboard, the 777 automatic scoreboard.
We've got a breaking call here, so Yarrawonga will take Laura Ryan through the centre. Both mid-court is split wide there, but Laws gets the ball onto the centre. Into Tilly, back across, going a bit of side to side here, which is good defensive pressure from Raiders. And a tip through there from Molly Goldsworth. So that was good, that forced them wide. Forced them across the circle a couple of times. It's going to be Yarrawonga ball just down in the wing area here. Oh, off the post. Oh. Mackenzie House picks that one up.
Yeah, that was well watched by Mackenzie House, wasn't it? Caught everyone off guard.
Ooh. There was a call there for the players to look in. I think M. Stewart had the goalpost on her own. Some penalty called, I think, here in the goal circle. M. Stewart's got that. Nice offload to Tay. Nice and strong, which is what she'll need to be if they're putting those balls overhand. Oh, missed shot there. Gets the rebound.
And the foot was out, yeah. So, and here's Yarra, the quick outlet pass. Looks to go to Ryan. It probably was not quite where they wanted it to be. And Zoe Prentice with her speed, and that's the damage she can do. She's just a bit too quick for Tilly Kennedy there, and Raiders able to mop up into Taylor Donnellan and a quick goal. So that was a very, very good turnover by Raiders there as they take their centre pass. Stewart quick off the line and undefended and finds Taylor Donnellan out the back. So that was great vision. And Raiders again with another one on the scoreboard. So they move. We're just trying to get a look at the scoreboard. It's tucked in the corner. So they take the lead, 5-2 on the 777 automated scoreboard as Yarrawonga try to move 6-2, sorry. Yarrawonga are forced to go back to the line. Tilly Kennedy works it to the circle edge to Laura Davis and Moore trying to find her way in front. She does. And they'll have the opportunity to put the shot up. It falls out and Goldsworthy in great position to rebound that. And so Raiders now looking to go forward.
Good defensive pressure here from Yarra. Raiders just taking their time, which is all they need to do here. Head back to goalkeeper, coming through the centre there, Maggie St. John, just looking for an option. Tay's coming out to get the ball long. Maggie's having a look. Nice small pass there to Blaney on the ring, which really helps. Oh, nice quick ball over the top, and Tay's got it on a second attempt, and down for another goal. So quite impressive there, the transition there. They're not afraid to take a couple of extra passes.
Yeah, and I think they've put the long ones in when they need to, but they've shortened it up and been patient when the pressure's been on as well. And resetting to the line here, you can see using Mackenzie House, a smart little bounce pass there by Blaney House, and Maggie St. John goes for the option in front to Emily Stewart. And a contact call on Kylie Leslie gives Taylor Donnellan another shot at goal. So Raiders moving to an 8-2 lead here on the 777 automated scoreboard.
Great pick up there by Zoe Prentice on the inside.
Yeah, we've gone 7 minutes here on the McRae Motors clock in the first quarter. So Raiders have really jumped out to a great lead here on Yarrawonga. Tipped there by Laura Ryan, but not enough to deflect the ball in their favour. But Kylie Leslie, she's so good at those low balls, isn't she? You've had plenty of years playing on her sky. It is just one of the things that she's so good at, isn't it?
Oh, there's just nothing that Tiz can't do, and that's probably what makes her so damaging. You think she's got all these aerial balls, but yeah, her ability to get down low, incredible.
And it's an obstruction call on Sarah Moore, and she's taking some deep breaths of frustration is showing as Raiders look to go forward. Prentice goes back to reset, finds Mackenzie House across. So Blaney House, a smart roll to get in front of Laura Ryan. She finds St. John. She looks to go across court with a big one, but Hannah Symes says, no, thank you, I'll have that one, and goes to Laura Ryan. So the quick outlet finds Leslie across. Bit of a floater ball, but Maddie Allen able to pick it, and she finds Sarah Moore home alone, and she'll have a shot under the post, and I would be surprised if she made a mistake with that one, and she doesn't. Didn't put the commentator's curse on her. That was a relief. So Yarrawonga put one on the scoreboard. They move to 3, trailing Wodonga Raiders 8 as M. Stewart takes it forward. Smart little step around and a great give and go into the goal circle. That was really nice play by M. Stewart. Puts it in under the ring and gives Wodonga Raiders another one quickly back.
Yes, Yarra this time off the line. Oh, breaking call from Zoe Prentice there. So they gives them a chance to have a settle and work together, which they're on circle edge already, which has probably been one of the quickest transitions over the top to Sarah, who will line up.
I'll be interested to see whether they stay with this lineup or whether they switch Maddie Allen and Sarah Moore that next quarter and look for Moore to come out and create more of that play in attack. We know that's one of the things she does so well in goal attack. She just sets up so much of the play going forward.
Absolutely, and I think having Maddie back at that post, having that height there just for that bit of an outlet pass, because Raiders are doing a really good job at clogging up the circle edge. Another goal there from Raiders, so they are out to a ripper start. Nice quick transition, hands 1-2 there from Laura Davies. Sarah Moore does the tricky 1-2 a couple of times there, outsmarting the girls, and pops it up from under the ring. So I feel like she's just starting to warm up, Tam.
Yeah, just finding a groove a little bit there. And Laura Davis, much better play onto the ball as well and onto the circle there as Raiders go back to House. Stewart comes forward off to Blaney House and quick release into Donlan. It was a nice quick release, but Symes read it well and was able to chase that ball down. And here Yarrawonga have moved it very quickly into attack. Finds more under the post. So a very quick turnover there, and that's what they have the ability to do. It can be under their post within seconds as they move forward to 6 goals, trailing Raiders 10 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
We've got Mackenzie House here out of play, so we've got a 2-on-1 in the ring, and we'll just see if Tilly looks up to go long.
Only about 5 minutes left to play in this quarter, and Moore with the little tricky tap just stays in play to Allen. She puts another on the board for Yarrawonga. So you feel like they're just starting to come a little bit. And again, so a breaking call on Raiders. So the pressure's starting to build here a little bit. You can just feel a change in momentum slightly as Yarra drive it to circle edge to Tilly Kennedy. She's starting to find a little bit more space and drive too, is Kennedy, and Allen has it under the post. She puts it in for Yarrawonga. So it's Yarrawonga's centre. They're certainly making a comeback here now. And Goldsworthy, well read and a great intercept there, nice and clean. So Raiders have the opportunity to turn one back here. House through the middle.
Again, see, they're just showing their patience. They're not looking long when they don't need to. They know they've got hand floating off Taylor down there, which Tay's matched her up again now, so that'll help those girls get it to circle edge, which Maggie St. John goes across to Blaney.
And just that faith in each other, knowing someone's going to be there, haven't they? They just...
Oh, great fake there by Blaney.
Yeah, it was.
Out the post and flicks it out to Em Stewart, who nets a nice mid-range shot. Back into a Raiders centre, so they've got an opportunity here to go back-to-back again. Blaney off the centre, heads back to Zoe, across the court, and now they're starting to look down. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with their patience and their ability to go across until the court opens up. Another mid-range shot there from Taylor.
So Raiders move to 12, leading Yarrawonga 8 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. We've got 3 minutes to play. A breaking call, I think it was called here on Raiders. So Laura Ryan will take the ball for Yarrawonga. She finds Davis at the top, Kennedy into the pocket. Moore looks to the tricky 1-2, but it's not on. So Allen is the option, working it around Yarrawonga, showing some patience here. Goldsworthy works well to get into that front position. Just forces them to look for another option, but penalty is called and Allen will take the shot. Makes no mistake. Yarrawonga just looked flat at the start, didn't they? The first 5 or 10 minutes, but you're starting to see a little bit more momentum now, a little bit more of a spring in their step as Allen gets the tip, forces the ball over the line, but it'll be an offside call, I think, made. So St. John takes the ball for Raiders. Look.
Ooh. Unlucky there on the held ball. Just need to get... I think the umpire thought she was in position that tiny bit quicker than she thought she was. So Han here will take this pass through the middle to Leslie, down to Tilly Kennedy. So 3 passes and they're already down into that goal third, which is much quicker than that first half of that first quarter, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's certainly more willingness to go long, and find that space. Timing's a lot better.
Great set up here by Moore and Allen. Allen steps it up with Goldsworthy out of play. Missed shot, nearly a rebound to Mackenzie. Penalty under the ring, and says Moore, no mistake under the ring there.
So they turn that one back, Yarrawonga. So trailing Raiders 10 goals to 12. We've only got about 2 minutes to play. It's Yarrawonga's centre, so they take it into the circle, but there was not enough on that ball. It was really spun from the hip and floated. And Mackenzie House made no mistake. So Raiders quickly move it down to the transverse line. So John uses House to reset. Their patience is showing here again as Dolan comes out of the circle. So she's showing that she's prepared to move around and come out when she needs to, which is good.
And I think their mids are really aware of what she's doing, actually. You can tell their connection's quite strong, and that comes off the back of a few years playing together. Yeah,
as Donlan puts them on the scoreboard. And they do look in first, and if it's not on, then they're prepared to go out as Raiders find Stewart off the line, but an obstruction call on Laura Ryan. Raiders find the circle edge, conscious probably that there's not long to go as Stewart takes a shot and puts a beautiful goal in with a minute to go. Here, and that pushes them out to a 14-10 goal lead.
Yarrawonga centre, break there. Oh, just going to call it back into the centre third.
So Jodie House just calling for a bit of first ball pressure from some of the defenders as Maddie Allen takes a shot.
Gets a rebound. Maddie Allen gets a mid-range shot there, so can't be long to go here. Raiders are going to go into attack again. Blaney's finding absolutely no trouble finding any space off that centre pass.
No, she's showing some great speed and space.
Come back to the line. Yeah, great pass there and great vision by Emily Stewart for Tay to knock another one in on the baseline. Yarrawonga centre, see if they can get off this line.
So Raiders leading 15 goals, 11.
Another break here from the defenders of Raiders. If they can tidy that up, they're actually got
seconds
the
to
inside
go,
space.
and I'm not sure there's going to be long enough left for them to score a last goal.
Great hold there by Tilly. Oh, great ball.
Oh, and just enough time as Yarrawonga put a final goal on the scoreboard. So they move to 12. And there goes the hooter for the end of the first quarter. So Yarrawonga trailing Raiders here, 12 goals to 15 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard at Burleigh Park. This is O&M Live, and you're listening to O&M Live first quarter action.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
So we're back here with second quarter action live from Burleigh Park. Raiders leading the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and they've jumped out to a start. They're leading 16 goals, 13 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. They had a ripping first quarter, took it up to the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and Yarrawonga have managed to come back and narrow the margin, but certainly Raiders with all the momentum at this stage.
Molly with a nice rebound there off a missed shot from Allen. And they look to charge out of defence again, using House through the middle to Blaney. Really patient. Oh, penalty here, which will help ease the pressure a little bit. M. Stewart's got it out wide. Again, looked in, but didn't hesitate in looking away and finding that other pass. They're really not forcing it, taking their time, building nicely here. M's doing a power work out the front here, which I think's
yeah, she certainly does, and that's one of the key parts of her game. She's very athletic, and she's, you know, really happy to play that supporting role as a goal attack. She doesn't always post huge numbers, but she certainly plays a no-fuss role in that position. As we look across the teams, Raiders with no changes. Yarrawonga, the only change they made was swapping Sarah Moore and Maddie Allen, as we wondered whether perhaps they would do that. So a change up there, which is probably traditionally how they have been starting, as Taylor Donnellan takes the ball for Raiders and puts them on the scoreboard with another goal. So leading Yarrawonga, they're 18, Yarrawonga trailing on 13 on the McRae Motors scoreboard, as Tilly Kennedy finds Maddie Allen. She has to go back out to Davis. She looks to go down low to Allen and is able to get it past Goldsworthy. She takes a shot and puts it on the board for Yarrawonga. So certainly not going to go away, Yarrawonga. They're going to keep fighting, and they will be in this game, that is for sure. As House quick off the line again. She did that really well in the first quarter. So I wonder if there was any conversations at the break about how they're going to shut down that centre pass.
Yeah, absolutely. And already you can see that the attackers for Yarrawonga are pushing down hard to defend. So I'd definitely say a bit of pressure might have been spoken about at quarter time there, as we'll have an inbound ball with M. Stewart on the baseline near the post. Penalty outside. Nice strong hold from Tay. Penalty caught on hand, so she'll have a shot quite close under the post. Oh, I jinxed her.
Yeah, that
I'm so sorry, Tay.
So Yarrawonga looked to move it quick, but it held up, and the pass from Hannah Symes deflected, and M. Stewart watches it and picks it up. So Raiders, she finds Donlan with a sneaky little pass out in front, and Donlan puts it in for the Wodonga Raiders. So they extend their lead, moving to 19 goals, leading the Yarrawonga Pigeons 13. Kennedy finds the ball in the pocket, and a quick little 1-2 to Allen, but the ball's called back, and she finds Allen over the top. So
looking a little bit more like the traditional Yarrawonga setup down there. Says is doing a bit of the work off the centre pass, allowing Tilly to get some depth, and then Maddie Allen.
Oh, and Kennedy comes through the fly and nearly the intercept, and here's that pressure we talked about from the attackers, forcing the ball back and more with the intercept. So Yarrawonga with an opportunity to get one back here. They find more deep in the pocket. She's going to go over to Allen. She can flick it out to Kennedy. Finds Allen under the post. So Yarrawonga here with the shot at goal, and they narrow the margin. They move to 16, trailing the Raiders 19, and it's a Yarrawonga centre pass. More quickly to Kennedy at the top, finds Allen in front.
Ooh. Goes short. Oh, nice rebound there by Maddie Allen. Both defenders out. Umpire's just setting up where the penalty is. Maddie will take this one. Worst position to be for a shooter. Everyone out of play. Umpire waiting for you.
Right under the post.
Done. Blaney House off the line again. Absolutely no trouble finding the space there. Back to Maggie, back to Blaney. Again, just doing those couple of little short, sharp passes, waiting for the goal circle to open up, which in that case it did. Tay will take a penalty shot here and nets that one through. So it's going fairly goal for goal here. A couple of turnovers each team, but I feel like the defensive pressure from both teams has really picked up from the attacking ends.
It certainly has, as Yarrawonga find Dave's top, and Allen, Allen easily comes off the body there on the baseline, and they get an easy pass to her. So Yarrawonga trailing by just one here. on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Second quarter action brought to you by Cavalier Homes. House looks to go over and she finds Dolan but just can't quite stay in play. However, I think the umpires found a penalty against Hannah Symes. So Donlan will get the shot under the post and makes no mistake. So able just to extend the lead. They move to 21 goals, leading Yarrawonga 18. Yarrawonga off the centre pass, goes across to Leslie. And the umpires called the ball back. I'm not sure why an advantage wasn't called there.
I thought it was going to be a turnover.
Yes, that's what it felt like. Anyway, Moore has the ball. On circle edge, she finds Davis and then pops in front for a little quick one and a quick little pass over to Allen.
Yeah, Raiders defenders did a good job then. They both covered Maddie, which forced Sarah to play her own on the top of the ring. And then, yeah, unfortunately, just that last second offload by Sarah Moore, which is pretty standard for Sarah Moore.
And anyone playing with her knows they have to be. And there comes Hannah Symes,
comes
that
out
floating. So expect to start to see that, I think, now.
Oh, nice offload, M. Stewart over the top to Tay, and she nets another one for Raiders. We'll go into a Yarrawonga centre pass. Back to Tiz. Tilly Kennedy, looking down, goes across. They've come back to Laura Ryan. They haven't probably been forced back this far, so Raiders mid-quarters have really picked up that pressure. Let off here with a penalty pass and over the top to Maddie Allen, who doesn't miss that one.
And it'll be interesting to see whether Raiders stick with this defensive combination in the third quarter now that Maddie Allen's back. There's definitely a height mismatch with Molly Goldsworthy on Maddie Allen there. Or whether they look to someone like an Eliza Mooney off the bench. I know she's a 17s player, but she gives them incredible height. So she might be the answer they're looking for, just for more of a height matchup.
Absolutely.
Or whether they continue to stick with Molly or look to Eliza Howard, although I'm not sure Eliza offers a lot more height than Molly, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Or whether Mackenzie actually swings back to keeper because she's a taller defender as well. As Moore takes the ball for Yarrawonga under the post, puts them to 21 goals, trailing Raiders 22 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard, and it's a Yarrawonga centre, so they're coming back now. There's only one goal in it. Laura Ryan with the ball, swings it across to Leslie. Tilly Kennedy having to work hard to get into that front position. Moore with the ball and the look-away pass. Still accurate enough to find Allen under the post.
Great attempt there by Mackenzie House. She's doing everything she can. I think already they're starting to drop that switch in the ring, so wouldn't be surprised you called it earlier if we see Mackenzie drop back into that keeper position. Meanwhile, Raiders going into attack. Off the centre circle to Blaney. I think she would have taken every centre pass so far this game. Back to Maggie. A couple of passes between them. We haven't quite got on the ring yet. Nice corner ball. M. Stewart plays front. Oh, great hands by Tiz and footwork. She just gets around you so cleanly, doesn't touch you.
Yeah, she's so disciplined, isn't she?
2 hands to the ball as well. It's unbelievable. Young kids watching, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And M. Stewart finds Donlan in front. And that one pops out the back, and Hannah Symes is there, and the quick outlet finds Lorraine. That was great vision. So Yarrawonga move it very quickly, and Moore looks to find Allen deep, but well read by Molly Goldsworthy. So Raiders have the opportunity to get it back. Prentice goes back to Goldsworthy for the reset, finds Mackenzie House, a great drive by St John. Prentice on the line with a nice drive. She opts to go back to Mackenzie. No one coming forward. Yarrawonga are just taking up space here in this attacking third for Raiders. Stewart's stuck, but a quick give and go to St John at the top. And
great shot.
Finishes off nicely by M. Stewart. So again, nice patience shown by Raiders, willing to go back and support each other on the transverse line as Tilly Kennedy looks to go over the top to Allen, but a little bit too far over the back line. So Raiders will take the throw in. So they're leading Yarrawonga by a goal here, and they've got the momentum back slightly. So it's really ebbing and flowing this game.
Absolutely. As Raiders look down, Tay Donnelly comes out of the...
Good
contest there from Han.
Felt that maybe Han had front position there, but what a great contest. I'm glad that was the umpire's call and not mine.
Yeah. Great hands there by Laura Ryan. She gets that one back anyway. She evened it up and takes the outlet pass halfway down the court. Says, gives and go to
Twinkle
Tilly.
Toe Sanini, or more, sorry, she's now... Nice little pass to Kennedy, but eventually over the top to Allen. So they certainly moved that one quickly.
I was going to say, there's that transition of when they can pick one up against the flow, it 3 passes, and I think it was on the goal circle.
Yeah,
so
I know against Wangaratta last week, they were looking for a very quick outlet pass, and when they got it away quickly, they were very hard to stop. But certainly when Wangaratta were able to set up their defensive pressure, it made it a lot harder for Yarrawonga.
We've forced them back here to the middle to Mackenzie House. Taking a couple of passes. M. Stewart comes out, looks in. They're double teaming, taking up a bit of space in the goal circle here. So it'll just take some great pressure, patience, and a couple of fakes in there, I think, is what's going to help them out, which they Blaney just did that at the top of the ring. So.
And it's great to see Taylor setting up there, but opting to go forward and not looking for those balls over the top, because she's recognised that these defenders are going to get those balls if they're going over the back all the time. As Kennedy finds Allen under the post, she misses that one, but looks to rebound her own ball and is awarded with a penalty. So it's a 1-goal game. Allen with penalty under the circle, under the goal ring, but the ball just needs a bit of a mop-up, I think, by the look of this.
Speaking of the weather, aren't we glad there's no rain? This is perfect conditions for. I think these two teams would be absolutely stoked with the weather here.
Well,
we're back in play.
Certainly think Yarrawonga, they had an absolute scorcher last week against Wangaratta, so I reckon the Yarra girls will be happy with the cooler conditions. As Raiders take the centre pass, Prentice looks to find St John, and a great contest by St John and Davis here.
Great battle.
Yeah, it is.
M. Stewart's got it outside. Oh, and that step-in high release.
Yeah.
So beneficial, especially with Tiz and Han there.
Yeah, just drew Hannah into it slightly early and got her timing off and was able to find Donnellan. She put it in for the Raiders. So only about 3 minutes to go here on the McRae Motors score clock. Yarrawonga ball deep in their goal third, trailing by a goal as Allen has it under the post. She'll make no mistake. So we've got even scoreline here, 25 goals apiece as Raiders take the centre pass. And again, Stewart hard off that line. They're really breaking that line well, Raiders. It's certainly something they've done great all game.
Penalty outside as they look to set up. Oh, that. Oh, just a bit of footwork there, yeah, just a bit unbalanced. Probably need to fake that one up and go elsewhere, which they've done really well up until this point in the game. So you wonder if a bit of fatigue starting to
and credit to Symes there that she was able to stay in play.
Absolutely,
with that and not give away any contact.
Great tip there by Prentice on the circle's edge. We'll just retrieve the ball. No doubt it'll need a little wipe again.
Yes, yeah, there's some freshly laid soiled in there, creating a bit of havoc.
And we'll have Yarrawonga ball on the baseline out in the wing area. Are we going to blow the whistle for?
And a really nice release there by Tilly Kennedy. Finds Maddie Allen under the post. So we've got 25 goals from Raiders, trailing the Yarrawonga Pigeons 26 in the McRae Motors scoreboard. 2 minutes to go here as Yarrawonga take it forward. But the ball from Laura Davis to Allen, really not enough on it. Floated and Goldsworthy came through, and probably very unlucky there not to get the call, but umpires called it Yarrawonga ball, Allen with it, and she makes no mistake. So Yarrawonga just extend their lead now. They've gone out 2 goals in front of Raiders here, 27 leads 25.
Oh, great pick.
M. Stewart, great pick
hands.
up and smart play to offload it to Dolan, but not able to put it in, and that could be costly. Zoe Prentice. Impressive.
Just read that. She was in the centre circle and picks up that turnover at the transverse line.
Yeah, look, she's got incredible pace, and that's the sort of thing that won her the best and fairest last year. She polled 44 votes. I think she polled in 17 of the 18 rounds. It was a phenomenal win, and that was playing circle defence. She was quite outstanding. But that ball was never going to be on. Hannah Symes to the front position there, and Raiders looking to go over. Yarrawonga moving this ball very quickly. They're probably aware there's not long to go in this quarter. We've probably got about a minute to go, if that, as Davis has at the top of the circle and finds more. A bit of a fumble here, but she'll
regather with the very clever of the post there and
will the ball into position and take it where she wants it, really. And they move to 28 goals, leading Raiders 25 on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
Great defensive pressure here from Raiders. They're probably aware of the time as well and don't want to give up another one here. Great take by Tilly Kennedy out in that pocket. So reliable, and then quick feed between the shooters. Blaney, another centre pass received back to Maggie.
Yeah, and Raiders
Penalty outs.
up and about here, conscious of the time, I think. Be keen
Yep.
to get another one on the scoreboard. Smart little pass
Ooh.
there from Don. Probably should have taken the shot there.
Not quite aware of the clock, but
There goes the Hooters for the end of the second quarter. So second quarter brought to you by Cavalier Homes, and we have the Yarrawonga Pigeons leading the Raiders 29 goals to 25. You're listening to O&M Live.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between. Manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
One thing with the netting, there's not much of a break. It goes go, 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 go.
I just saw that this netball game just dropped completely off the screen. For a bit, yeah, but I don't know.
I was about to come over and just come up with it. So,
so he like that work.
So welcome back to On-M Live. Back here at Burleigh Park, Yarrawonga Pigeons leading the Wodonga Raiders as we kick off the third quarter, thanks to McRae Motors. And it's been an interesting game, Sky.
Unbelievable. I'm super proud of how Raiders have started off. They were up and about in warm-up, and they definitely started off way stronger than Yarrawonga. They were ready to go, and yeah, I think that's proof for them as well.
Yeah, so we've seen some changes. So Yarrawonga have moved Em Larissy, they brought her into the wing defence position, and Laura Ryan's gone into centre, and Laura Davis has gone to the bench. For Wodonga Raiders, they've switched Mackenzie House back to goalkeeper, so that more of a height match-up, which we suspected could happen on Maddie Allen. Molly Goldsworthy to goal defence, and we've seen Mia Lavis come on into the goal attack position, and Em Stewart's gone to goal shooter, with Taylor Dolinan going to the interchange. So a few changes for each team. So we'll see how this pans out. But exciting to see Mia Lavis get her opportunity too off the back of her stint at Nationals and her nomination or her selection in the Australian squad. So huge effort.
Absolutely, and you know, you want to be out matching it with the best. So Yarrawonga's a perfect start for that. And credit to Jodie for pulling those changes. I think, yeah, we probably saw Han Symes starting to get on top of some of those long balls coming in. So whether that was fatigue or not, but yeah, I think the change up was definitely needed. And yeah, it's exciting for Mia.
Yeah, absolutely. As Raiders go forward, so Maggie St John, and a penalty just called out on Em Larissy. So Blading House.
It'll be interesting to see how Han adjusts to having
so
the completely different shooter on her in Em Stewart. Already she's got quite a bit of dynamic movement on the baseline. As Mia slots her first goal for the quarter for Raiders.
Yeah, so you'd think this would be a more mobile circle here now with Em and Mia, as Sarah Moore, beautiful pass over the top, finds Maddie Allen under the post, and she pops it in for Yarrawonga as they move to 33, leading Wodonga Raiders 26 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. But yes, it will be a different setup here. And a great test for Mia Lavis here on Kylie Leslie too. Hellball caught on Em Stewart, looking, and I guess this is where the difference is. They're used to looking in and finding a tall target in Taylor Donnellan. That's not going to be in, so they're going to have to perhaps to do a little bit more setup off the circle before that shooter opens up.
And you suspect it would take a couple of centre passes to adjust, but we can hear Jodie from the sideline just ensuring her mids are getting ball side on that circle. So that's going to be critical for them if they don't have that outlet of Tay over the top. As Yarra drive down court, Laura Ryan in the attack. I think she's got 3 passes from one pocket to the other, so she can definitely
Sarah Moore puts a beautiful goal.
Long shot.
Yeah, Laura Ryan provides just great dynamic drives in that centre, and there's a beautiful long ball from Sarah Moore into Maddie Allen. We saw a few of those against Wangaratta last week. Some of them didn't come off quite as Sarah was hoping, I don't think, but they certainly looked to utilise those last week as Raiders off the centre pass, House to St John. So some nice quick ball movement there by the Raiders, and finds Mia Lavis in under the post, and she's a beautiful shot. So she puts another one on the board for Raiders, so they stay in touch, 27, trailing Yarrawonga 35, as Tilly Kennedy off the line finds more. Ryan calls her in the pocket, but she's far too deep and no one's ball side, and her ball's called. So Raiders playing good pressure there, cause a turnover. Prentice going forward, finds St John. They go back to House, just willing to play it round, and she goes long, but it's going to be over a third, but no one coming forward for her, so she was forced to, as Yarrawonga now moving it forward through Kennedy and Leslie. And again, the pressure from both sides.
Had a look at it.
She did. She was going to go hunting. It probably was there, but yeah, she just slightly.
Clever by Tilly to come back at the ball there. I think she probably seen Mackenzie coming out, but that's good. That's just going to put that tiny bit of doubt into the feeders of Yarrawonga as Raiders go down into attack.
Yeah.
Bit of miscommunication there, which again, when you've got new players coming into the court, that's going to happen. And
and a great tip there by
Mackenzie House.
Yeah.
Great positioning there.
So Maddie Allen puts another one in there for Yarrawonga. They move to 37, so they've extended the lead to 10 goals. It doesn't feel like that, but that's what the scoreboard is saying. 37 leads 27 as Yarrawonga move it forward through Ryan. She goes back to the line, resets Kennedy to the top. And Allen goes to Moore, but it's a little bit too much on that one, and it's over the back line. So Raiders with the opportunity here to get one back. House to St John. Over to Goldsworthy. She goes to House. She finds Lavis. She goes, resets.
We're caught very
House
high
to
here
House.
at the moment. Oh,
to
great.
St. John. Nice quick ball movement through to Prentice. She finds Stewart. They go across the circle to St. John. This is where they're working it around nicely, waiting for that shooter to come forward, and Stewart eventually presents front and scores a nice goal. So that was much of a bit of patience, just waiting for that forward option.
Yeah, absolutely, and that'll give them good confidence. I think they flicked that out 2 or 3 times around the circle before it went in, and it just proves that if that's how it has to go, then no drama. Em goes to air. Refeed that one, but glad she balanced and shot, and no trouble shooting the mid-range shots there.
Yeah.
So a couple in a row there for Raiders, which will get their confidence back up. And they're defending hard here. Plenty of vocals from the bench. Tam, I think they probably know the score's not reflective of the game yet and want the girls to make sure they stay on task.
Oh, absolutely, and I think they should be really proud of the fact that they came out as well as they did and absolutely took it up to Raiders. You know, you're coming up against last year's premiers and you're a young side. It would be easy to go on and be intimidated and let the other side, I guess, take control of the game, but they came out and they took control of the game, and I think that they can take a lot away from that as Yarrawonga take the throw in, Larissy to Symes. They go through to Leslie, go cross court to Symes, finds Moore. She finds Kennedy coming forward, and they find Allen on the baseline. So again, just that high mismatch allows them to put the high balls up, and Allen moves well, and then he's able to then get the hold on at the last minute, isn't she, and protect that front space. As Yarrawonga.
Tall girl, quite athletic. Like you can see her there. She's come out of the circle to take that ball and the nice feed. So I think she's sitting back there. She's probably able to recognise what she needs to do and when, and I guess that can only help your attackers out in front.
Yeah, so Yarrawonga have moved out to 40, leading the Raiders 29 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Third quarter action brought to you McRae Motors. Raiders with the ball in their attack. House at the top of the circle finds Stewart coming forward, and she pops it in for the Raiders.
They're definitely not losing anything in attack with not having that height. They're having absolutely no difficulty finding the front space for the girls. If anything, the feeders could probably let that ball go a smidgen earlier, but they're getting it in there. And
a couple of times I think Mia Lavis has driven and they've just held on to it a second, and then the option hasn't been there. So it's just adjusting to that different style of play, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, no, it's good. Another one from Maddie Allen under the post.
That is something that she's had to adapt to this year. So she's looking like she's starting to do that quite nicely as Yarrawonga go forward through Kennedy. She finds Laura Ryan. She's very impressive in centre, Laura Ryan. She's
quite achiever. I know how damaging she is in wing defence, but you probably don't see that attacking game as much until she pops there in centre. And she's doing a tower of work, actually, really driving deep to the pocket, which has really taken Maggie St. John with her and opening up some space.
Just her strength on those drives, I think she really commits hard to them, doesn't she? And it gives faith to the person who's throwing the ball to release, knowing that she's going to absolutely go on to that as Yarrawonga move forward. Kennedy there with the turnover. Leslie finds Kennedy.
Good
so
challenge
nice
by
contest
Princess.
there.
2 hands, which is always good. Tilly will take it at the top of the circle. Nice set up there. And Sarah Moore, just a standard 1-2 refeed for her and up and over Goldsworth. I'd like to see a little change up here, I think, when we've got Mackenzie trying to play real hard one-on-one on the body. And I think if she comes off a little bit, it might just put a tiny bit of doubt. They're pretty confident going up and over on the body.
I think
some slight change there, I think.
Create some distance between St. John.
Just confuse that space. We know she's got closing speed.
Yeah, she certainly does.
Symes does exactly what we're talking about down the other end.
Here's one we prepared earlier down the other end. Is Ryan. And
a good challenge from Mackenzie there. She probably knew she was a bit late, but again, it's just might put that tiny bit of doubt into Yarrawonga, and what hand can do down one end. Mackenzie's thinking, I've got it down the other end. Great defence over the ball. Oh, just on the land. So Maddie Allen will get another shot here and makes no mistake.
So about 5 minutes left to play in this quarter. Yarrawonga 43, leading the Raiders 31 as Raiders go forward. Lavis with the ball. She'll take the shot, bounces out, and Hannah Symes is under that one. So Yarrawonga with the opportunity here to move it through there to attack. Laura Ryan here. So Raiders defensively taking up a lot of space here. A lot more pressure, and the forces a great turnover there by Goldsworthy. So they're really stepping up the defensive work here, Raiders, which is great. This game's certainly not over.
Absolutely not. And they're still going to take so many learnings out of this. Now Yarra, I guess, are doing a bit of flip side back to them. The defensive pressure, and they cause that error. Just a miscommunication on where the ball was coming, and Hannah Symes comes through. And before we know it, Yarra deep down in the attacking third, and Sayers takes a long-range shot, and that one rolls straight off the middle finger. Followed by Yarra centre. Notice here Sarah's doing a lot more work off the line, which is probably allowing Tilly and Laws that tiny bit of depth, and Maddie that one-on-one, which she can do with that height.
Yeah,
another beautiful feed by
Tilly.
Tilly
Setting up that second phase quite strongly, isn't she? Yeah, and getting depth onto that circle.
Here's a small win for the Raiders defenders, and offensive contact on the rebound there for Maddie, and they start the transition. Blaney's up high. Nice outlet pass there to Maggie.
Nice give and go. Great pass from John, and a beautiful drive by Mia Lavis.
Great speed.
Just a bit too much on it. She couldn't keep it in. Good balance.
Wouldn't be disappointed with that. That was good transition.
Yeah. And House just missed the fingertips, and Moore's able to keep it in. So Yarrawonga post another one on the Cavalier home scoreboard. It's Raiders centre. So House again off the line. She's been so consistent at that the whole game. Stewart finds St John with a great drive to the top, finds House in the corner. They're working and waiting for someone to come forward, and Stewart comes forward and bounces out, but Lavis, beautiful rebound. She worked into position well there, and she'll take a shot under the post and put Raiders on the scoreboard with another one. So they move to 32, trailing Yarrawonga 44 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. We've only got about 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, clever ball there from Tilly, just putting it into the space, causing that contact. Before we know it, Says is refeeding in the ring. Nice mid-range shot. I think they've really taken charge and control down there. They're looking long, but pretty happy to use the circle, and Says out in front. Beautiful pass from Mia Lavis over to M. Stewart under the ring.
Great
Undefended.
vision.
Yep, great. So
and that's the thing, now that Hannah's starting to do a bit of that hunting, some of those fakes are on, try and draw her out and see if they can open up. And a great intercept there by Zoe Prentice over the backs. Gives Raiders another opportunity to score off the Yarrawonga, and a nice drive by Mia Lavis there. So it's a good matchup, her and Kylie Leslie. Great match for speed there as Lavis puts Raiders on the scoreboard with another one. So they get a intercept back there off the Yarrawonga centre, and they move to 34, trailing Yarrawonga 45. Stewart has to go back to St John. They have to go back to the line to reset through Goldsworthy, but Lavis is out of the circle, finds Stewart in front. I think Em needs to turn and look at the post with those. And she does, then opts to go to Lavis. I think she needs to do that. She needs to get Hannah back and off her, and then she can look for either the refeed or look to pass off.
Yep, absolutely. And even then, having Hannah at 3 feet allows her to pop that ball over to Mia, because Mia does have quite a nice strong hold, and even her and Tiz are the same height, but Mia's got beautiful strong hands, so if the ball's placed right, pretty confident she'd get it. What have we got here? A penalty inside against Raiders. I missed what happened down there, but plenty of movement happening between Sayers and Maddie, and that just might be where Mackenzie and Molly are just getting a tiny bit stuck on the bottom, on the body, sorry. Another quick transition here. I'll tell you, off their centre pass, Raiders. Blaney and Maggie providing plenty of pace.
Yeah.
Don't mind repositioning out and the outside the circle either, so.
No, Blaney's give and go and drive to the circle edge has been really impressive today. As Raiders post another late goal here in this third quarter. They move to 36, trailing Yarrawonga 46, so they're trying to stay in touch. But Yarrawonga just replying with a quick goal, and that can be so disheartening. You work hard to get one, and they post another one back just as quickly. As House off the line again, finds St John. Stewart's out of the circle. She finds St John. She tries to force it through, but Ryan with the turnover. And Prentice comes through with a...
She's got her hands to quite a bit of ball today.
Yeah, she has. She's quietly just gone about her work, and Lavis is going to finish that off for Raiders. So that was a nice turnover there by Prentice. Enables Raiders to get that ball back off their centre, and Yarrawonga with the ball, a bit of a fumble, but Moore able to keep it in. Ryan goes back to Moore. She goes back to Ryan. Nice tip there by Prentice, but not able to keep it in. So Yarrawonga, with an opportunity late in this quarter, finds Allen under the post.
I think we've got a defending off court
Is it the
there.
cause? Oh, and the goal.
Penalty goal, that one will count.
Right on the buzzer. So the goal counted. So we've got Yarrawonga 48 leading the Raiders 37 here from Burleigh Park. Third quarter action brought to you McRae Motors. This is O&M Live Netball.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
And it's Melbourne North and Eagles and Carlton. All right.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball from Burleigh Park. Four-quarter action brought to you by Martin's Albury. Yarrawonga Pigeons 50 leading the Wodonga Raiders here. We've got a few changes here, Scubbo. We've got Raiders have brought Taylor Donlan back into shooter, with M. Stewart going back to that goal attack position. Maggie St. John still in centre, Blaney House wing attack. They're doing a great job. Molly Goldsworthy's come to wing defence. Mackenzie House has come back out to goal defence, and Eliza Howard's come to the goalkeeper position. While for Yarrawonga, Hannah Symes still in the goalkeeper with Kylie Leslie. Laura Davis has come back into the centre position, and they've brought Kalisha Pell into goal shooter. So a youngster who we talked about, started the year in 17s, been promoted to the B grade permanently and has been on the A grade bench the last few weeks. She gets an opportunity today, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, and again, a good game to come on. Probably the pressure's still on. You wouldn't think the score has blown out to 13. I think we've just clicked over now, but great opportunity against a strong physical defence. Nice way to start.
And Kalisha's actually part of the Ovens and Murray 17's representative side, so she can play both ends. She can shoot and defend, so it's a great opportunity for her to play. And I think come on into a side and be surrounded by lots of experience with Sarah Moore and Laura Davis in that centre position. You know, there's no better environment to come into, really. You know,
Absolutely.
You want to have those players around you when you come onto the A-grade court, don't you?
And I think even though the score is blown out, there's probably not many opportunities for Yarrawonga to get some of those girls on when they want to. They've got a couple on the bench already that they probably want to run combinations. So it's awesome to see that they're confident in her and put her out here. Yeah. It's a good game. Pressure's still building. Your score doesn't reflect the game. Very defensive games from both ends, as we see there. Tay gets her hands to a ball, and
so Symes just trying to get the ball to Leslie and Donald with the tip out the back. So Raiders with the pass. Stewart looks to go to Blaney House, but Laris with those long arms at the intercept. She finds Davis, goes to Tilly Kennedy in the pocket, and she goes front to Kalisha Pell. And Pell she's going to draw the penalty. So Moore's going to take the pass. She'll step in and take that. Oh, nope, she goes to the sneaky little one to Pell, and the obstruction or the contact call is made against Mackenzie House. So Pell with the first goal in A grade under the post. So that's lovely for her and moves Yarrawonga out to 52, I think, or 51, leading Raiders 38 here on the X-Ray Group
build up here by
scoreboard.
Raiders, and quick and lucky hands there from M. Stewart to save that ball off the baseline. A quick tap into Tay, goals under the post. So again, this will be interesting to see how Yarrawonga adapt to having the holding shooter, but also
and Tilly Kennedy's trying to score some goals.
See how it'll be interesting now, Tam, to see how the Raiders adjust to having that holding shooter back. They relied on a bit of pace and movement in that last quarter, so it'll be good to see how quickly they can switch this back up and utilise that tiny bit of height.
That's right.
And sometimes that's hard, but again, I'm sure that's why Jodie's doing it. The more practice they get in, you know, they're pushing for finals, so if they can get to a finals position and have that bit of experience of switching between game plays.
That's right, and
really
getting them thinking, you know, I mean, netball's such a thinking game, isn't it, you know, and it's, reacting in such a short amount of time, and it'll be great
Fending
for them.
for yourself on court a little bit too.
Yeah, that's right, and that's it. I mean, you can only do so much from the bench. They have to work it out on court, so, yeah, it'll be great for them to have practice at doing that. As Yarrawonga move it into their goal third through Laura Davis. She finds Sarah Moore. She's drawn a penalty. She'll step in and take the shot, put Yarrawonga on the scoreboard with another one. So they move to 52, leading the Raiders 40. Here, second quarter action brought to you by Martins Albury. Taylor Donlan comes high out of the circle. She goes back to St John and finds Blaney House at the top. And a great drive in by Donlan and a smart pass by House just in front. Beautiful goal to finish off with there by Donnellan. So Raiders still, you know, putting together some lovely patches of play here.
Oh, got Larissy here to take an offside course. Oh, nice setup there, Sanini and Moore in front of Pell, and Pell gets another chance.
Yeah, and she showed great strength there to take that ball, didn't she? Yeah.
She's, for a young girl, obviously not afraid to get on the body. Eliza here started on the body. It'll be interesting to see if they mix that up. As Yarra pick up another turnover here, and
very quick on the 3 seconds today. There's been no room for movement, that's
send
for sure.
Raiders back into attack. Mackenzie House up at the transverse line, where she does a lot of attacking work, even though she's playing in that goal defence role. Beautiful front cut from Blaney House to get ball side, and another quick
one.
3 seconds down the other end. So Yarra will load through Tiz in the middle. Great drive there, Tilly Kennedy, for such a young girl, so strong onto the ball.
And having to use the line here, Yarrawonga find Leslie to reset, and goals really coming through two-handed, but not going her way. So Davis with the ball, and House, Mackenzie House, the penalty against her just in the back of Moore there. So the umpire finding another call penalty inside the circle. So Pell under the post, puts another one on the board for Yarrawonga, and they move to 54, leading the Raiders 41 as Davis takes the centre pass for Yarrawonga. More with the ball, but the umpires found a penalty against wing defenceman Goldsworthy, crossing the other side, and ball into Pell. She fumbles it, was able to quickly pick it up again and puts the ball in. So
started well.
Certainly holding her own down there, which is great, and the girls are showing some confidence to offload the ball to her. As Raiders go to move forward, Stewart to St John, they go back to House on the line. They've used that reset a lot today. Effectively, Blaney House into the pocket, and a great pass there by Stewart to Donlan in front. So again, moving the ball well in their attacking ends. Nice quick ball release.
Tay's finding plenty of front position, which is important to come back onto as well, so that's good. Says Yarra just look like they've got all the time in the world at the minute. They're just shows their experience, doesn't it? The game's been tight, but they can still take a little bit of time off the clock. Nice strong rebound there by Eliza.
And hard for her to come into the game, fourth quarter, you know, down, sort of well down. Still, you know, plenty of feeling left in the game, but, it was always tough to come on the last quarter, but she's certainly positioned well there, and great rebound as Raiders go forward through House. Just balancing on one foot there and looks to find Stewart over the back. But
they get the throw in, which is lucky.
Yarras make a contest out of that.
So it's interesting here on these setups. The hands of Larissy last time, just clean intercept around the ring. I know they're starting to fatigue. They might just need to take that extra second or two to make sure they're putting that placement.
Yeah, and that's what makes Larissy so effective in wing defence. Just a long arm.
Reach,
yeah, incredible.
Much better placement there by the girls in shooting, and Tay puts one under the ring, and they get another centre. Yes, Raiders centre again. Raiders taking a pretty patient approach here, headed back to the line to Mackenzie House. I think the mids are just getting a little bit caught. Not ball side, but a great front cut there from Tay Donnelly from the top of the circle straight down to the base, gets the ball and ends up with a goal. Pell comes out of the circle.
So Tilly Kennedy finding space at the top and over the back to Moore. She's out of range, so quick refeed out to Davis. Puts her within range, and she's going to pop that one in. So I'd be interested to see their stats today. I don't think Moore would have missed too many. 56 leads, 44 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. As Raiders, again, using their patience, waiting for someone to come forward.
And Maggie just does those couple of quick steps away from the ball and then dynamite onto it. Not sure where that whistle was, but the ball goes over the post as Hun goes out fishing. So another goal from Tay there, and Yarrawonga will head into attack. Good defensive pressure there off the centre from Raiders. Blaney's doing a tower of work there on the line. Into the pocket, and again, just that refeed from Moore. Take a mid-range shot, steps it up and no issues. We've got the X-Ray Group scoreboard update. We've got Raiders at 45 and Yarrawonga have pushed out to 57. So it's slowly creeping, but I think the pressure and Raiders will still be pretty stoked. And yeah, this game they'll be taking plenty of learnings out of it, that's for sure.
Yeah, their intensity hasn't died off, and I think they should be really pleased with that. And
another ball into Pell. She's definitely holding her own down there.
Yeah, she is.
Tilly will take this ball in on the wing area, straight into Moore. Long
makes
shot.
no mistakes.
How are you going?
Yes. So less than 5 minutes to go here as Davis finds Kennedy off the line. Pell coming out and goes to the long ball over to Moore, but probably floated a bit and over the back. And look, they're in a position they can have a laugh about it. So Raiders, Eliza Howard, nice give and go there to Molt. Goldsworthy, nice drive up the middle there from House, finds Stewart, and again Donnellan comes out with a nice drive and over the top. Beautiful pass to Stewart and nice strength to land that and draw the contact. And the ball just doesn't sink.
They're going to get a refeed
so they
here.
will get another opportunity.
Yeah, so again, this setup on the ring, the strength and reach from Yarra. M. Stewart fed that one in. Front cut around the maul and a little refeed for a nice goal. Set that play up herself and finished it off.
And a breaking call.
Ooh,
Coach
very
killer,
unlucky, yeah.
absolute coach killer.
Larissy into Tilly and front spot by Moore. Great weather Pell knew it or not, but just nice roll out from in front opened up Zanini's space. So she's probably done plenty of work in the circle with those experienced shooters. So whether she meant the roll or not, I'm sure she knows she's creating space for someone else.
Yeah.
That one there fell a little bit short. But
Well, she's coming to B grade, and Bridget Cass's coaching the B grade. So, and I know she's shooting in B grade. So, great opportunity for her to learn from Bridget. Obviously, she'll be, you know, teaching her some wonderful things as a shooter herself. And yeah, I just think it, you know, shows great courage for them to be able to put her up. And I don't think their 17s is particularly strong, and I think they felt that she'd be benefit a lot more from being pushed up to B grade than staying in the 17s. And I think that's a great thing for them to do.
yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. If you're pulling girls up from underage, we just got to make sure they're on the court.
Yeah, that's it.
They're only learning if they're on the court.
That's right.
Great contest here by Emily Stewart and Kylie Tyrrell. Emily comes out with the ball, nice mid-range shot. Plenty of contesting happening on the rim of the circle here as Yarra go into attack. Pell down in the pocket, back out to Tilly. Nice strong take against Goldsworthy. Refeed from Moore. Not much defensive pressure over the shot there.
No, so Yarrawonga 59 leading the Raiders 48 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Only about 2 minutes
Great
to
drive.
play in this game.
Maggie St. John. There we go. That's much better by Blaney finding that ball side.
Resetting to the line, no
Yeah,
options
absolutely.
forwards.
Not hesitating to do that either. Well, I was going to say, I hope Em looks in, but the old look away pass there just didn't quite get to space, but absolutely the right idea by Em. And great voice and strength there by Tate. I think we could see the space back here. She had plenty of room. Great roll around pass, which you have to do with Hannah Symes.
Oh, and I think
teammate.
I think Taylor Dolan's just given her own player and M. Stewart a whack in the face, so she might. Yeah, they might have words about that later.
I was going to say, Em might be filthy about that till she sees the replay and realises it's poor Tay.
Wiping her mouth. The poor thing, anyway. That Tay might owe Em a drink later in the day for that one.
We've got Mackenzie House out of play here. Just a bit of a late or
so Yarrawonga go forward, pinpoint pass there, finds Moore under the post. It doesn't go in, but she's able to rebound that characteristic little tap that she does to herself just to rebound it, and moves Yarrawonga out to 60, leading the Raiders at 48.
Coach killer
with only about a minute to play here. Moore finds Pell coming out. She's not within range, so she goes to Moore. She's not within range. She finds Davis on the circle edge.
You can see they're really trying to get Pell into the game too, which
Yeah,
again,
they
that's
are.
credit to Yarra if you can do that.
Yeah,
that's
so
how you fast track some development.
That's right. So
that
Moore
was good.
finds herself under the post and posts another one for Yarrawonga as Raiders take themselves forward, hoping to get another one on the scoreboard before the end of the game. Donnellan does so. So beautiful goal to finish off for Raiders. So they'll move to 49, trailing Yarrawonga 61. Not long left to play. Yarrawonga through Leslie, goes long to Pell. She finds Davis outside Kennedy, but the umpire has found an obstruction call on the outside of the circle.
Good cover. We haven't spoke about Eliza Howard coming in too much.
No.
Obviously, tough matchup, not knowing each other, but yeah, a couple of good defensive efforts there that made Yarra look elsewhere. So
yeah, so there's the end of the game. So Yarrawonga have run out comfortable winners, 60. Final score was 60 to 48 there on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Too strong for the Wodonga Raiders, but I think we have to acknowledge the way the Raiders came out today. They certainly were coming off a solid win against the Wodonga Bulldogs. They jumped Yarrawonga at the start, and I'm not sure too many people would have predicted that, but they certainly showed some great courage to come out guns blazing and took it up to Yarrawonga. Showed really strong courage to do that, and Yarrawonga certainly started the game pretty flat, but certainly worked themselves back into the game. Our player of the day, thanks to Cavalier Homes, is none other than Sarah Moore. Congratulations, Sarah. A good win in the end, but probably took you a good quarter or two to get into the game. You guys started a bit flat, whereas Wodonga Raiders, coming off a great win, they jumped out of the blocks.
Yeah, they really did. No, and we spoke about that before we started. The last instructions we were given before we come out on court by Woz was, let's not have a bad start and let them get 5 goals on us, and what do we do? So she was really stoked at quarter time, but no, we were able to peg it back, and as we said, just chip away. We're not going to make the difference up in 2 breaks. We've got to chip away all quarter and then all game. So, but they're tough. They're really tough. They're a really good young side. So they'll be a great team as the years go on if they can stick together.
Yeah. Sarah, we noticed you started back at goal shooter. Yeah. Is that something you thought of going into the game as a matchup, or just purely to get Mads out at goal attack?
Well, all last year when I played with Mads, I played back and Mads played out. So we just started like that because that's what we're sort of used to. And then we only really switched it up just to see if we could exploit the height difference, and that worked. So we stuck to it, and the old girl ran out and goal attack.
We did wonder whether the switch would come and whether you would exploit the height difference.
Well, I did say at 3/4 time, I'm like, is Davo going into goals? They're like, no. I was like, oh, okay.
It was fantastic to see Kalisha Pell get the opportunity in the last quarter to come on, and obviously you had enough of a break that you could do that, but fantastic opportunity for her to come on when she's got some experienced players around her, and look, she stepped up and showed plenty of confidence.
Yeah, I think that was the idea of keeping me on, so the old girl with the young kid on, so that she had a bit of experience around her, but she did really well, and blooding them a little bit more and giving them quarters here and there will definitely go a long way. Come towards the end of the season, she'll be much more body fit to play against those tougher girls. But, she's stepped up from 17s to B grade already, so she's definitely going to be an A grader.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other player who was really impressive, and she was our player of the day last week, but Laura Ryan, when she goes into centre, just the drive and that she gives is phenomenal, isn't it?
And she gives that really definite give and go, which drags two her defender and someone else with her. So at the very least, it's a decoy play. So
we thought that mix-up with Laura going into centre and you're out at goal attack allowed you to set up the play a little bit more, and you didn't necessarily have to do as much work under the post, which allowed Mads to have a bit more space.
And I had Bridge on the sideline telling me not to bomb it, but that's just, you naturally turn around if you turn his eyes down, you launch. And with Mads...
you got away with a couple.
Yeah. I know, there was one that didn't work, and Bridge was... She gave me a bit of a look and a bit of a laugh. So, but it's fun that it's you've got to practice this sort of stuff so that you can exploit it, because then it comes good towards the end of the season.
Yeah, well done. A good win today. You got Lavington next week at home, I think it is.
Game.
So that'll be a tough game. They're coming up against you after the week off.
Yeah.
So.
Had to get her springs on her feet to keep up with Christine.
She might need to do that. But well done. Great game today and a good win. Good job, Saz.
Thanks, Saz.
Well, a great win by Yarrawonga in the end. Look, they were made to work for it. I think, credit to Raiders. They jumped out of the blocks, and like we said, they certainly were intimidated to come out against the Premiers, but were just probably outclassed in the day, and I think Yarrawonga just showed their experience, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think that Raiders would be really proud of that. We know, I think any team in the league knows once Yarra has that lead, it's real hard to steal it back off them. So the fact that they could push them for that half, it blew out, but, they still maintained it. Although we lost the final score there, it didn't blow out a lot. They were still in a lot of contests in that back end of the game. So, they'd be taking quite a lot of confidence out of that, especially in some upcoming games that, they'd be pretty confident.
Sure, and I think the opportunity to bring Mia on for a quarter and try that combination with Em Stewart, Eliza came in, so they still were able to try some things, which would be great for them as well.
That's right. It's going to hold them in good stead going forward for the rest of the season. We do know it's early, and you do want to come up against the reigning premiers early to see where you're at, make those adjustments, and then give them another crack later in the year.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Sky, thank you so much for stepping in today and helping out while Ree suns herself on the coast or wherever she is. Big shout out to Ree. I know she's listening. You have been listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you don't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.